Howdy, it's getting cold again. Just when you thought it was warm enough, it's not. We are gonna try to get the 525 Series 2 Big Bud in the shop, because we're gonna redo some of the hydraulic system on it to make it a little better. Problem is, it's got a battery that is completely dead, like it internally shorted out. And it's the main battery that runs the tractor, and currently we're short on batteries. And the jump pack that we normally would use doesn't like the cold weather. So we're gonna start up the Fummins, because the Fummins has dual batteries. So let's see if we can start this Fummins up. I better do this for you guys. This is really important. I don't want to miss this. Brand new engine, still breaking her in. I always forget which gear to use. Can you guys figure it out for me? Is it this one? Is it that one? Is it that one? What do you think, mister?
I think we should probably go that way.
Okay, Series 1 would start, but that's also an N14 select, and they start really nice in the cold. That's a little K engine though. Actually, they're not bad, really, if you got good batteries. Just, you know, don't have good batteries. Okay, don't crush leg arms. Neutral. Hood, right there. Got a bunch of snow on it, so it's gonna be heavy, but he's strong. I know you told me not to film any of this, but I figured they'd be mad at me if I didn't, so. Okay, all right, let's see if we can do this. Just some help juice. Nope. Oh boy, we're gonna need a different battery. Can we swap batteries real quick? Unhook this one, unhook that one, put this one here.
It's not really gonna do a whole lot.
Well, isn't this the bad battery?
It's the bad one.
So if we put the good one on this side, won't that do better?
Well, if you put this one on this side and get a different battery, put these on the terminals, they're long enough, you could do that.
I mean, it's just,
but
we're just not getting great.
This one here, it's like the plates inside shorted out.
Let's just try it. Let's see, that's positive there. Oh, yeah. Well, I wonder if I can, I probably can't flip them.
If we put this battery on this side, that's the only way you can really make it work, because they're so short.
Might just take these wires off for now, so we can get a better, sorry, wait, this up here. I'm in this kitchen. Look, there it is on this thing. Help me clean those up.
I'll have to stick this battery up on top to do this, probably.
Okay, so that's negative, I think.
Yep.
Positive. All right, look at that. And we'll put jumper cables on it too. This one had decent battery power. It's got to be better than that one if that's the bad battery.
Yeah, it's positive, right?
Nope.
Positive?
Yeah. There we go. Good. See? That was the culprit. All right, where were we? We're good? Okay. Uh-oh. There we go. That's more like it. Homemade door. Yeah, it's been working for like 15 years. Come on in, old girl. It's a good tractor. Really good tractor. Just gonna do some upgrades to some hydraulics and make it that much better. Oh, you left all the snow on the fenders. See, maybe we should just leave it like this. I'll just put a ratchet strap over that. I know a lot of farmers that would be okay with that. You know what?
Just remember, it's a legend. Right there. Guess what? We have the 5 1/4 Big Bud in the shop. And we're gonna work on hydraulics today. I'm gonna explain, just hopefully you can bear with me, why we're doing what we're doing. This Bud here has 2 hydraulic pumps, and it's doing 3 different things with 2 pumps. We're gonna add a 3rd pump so that we can have a pump do its own thing. This is an open center system, so it's got a gear pump on the front of the motor and then another gear pump on the back of the motor housing, which I believe can take about 50 gallons of oil off that accessory drive. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's about 50 gallons. They're maxed out. The first pump, steering, second pump runs your implement, okay? And we're actually taking that second pump and we're splitting it to your fan and to your valve body to raise and lower your toolbar. So here's the problem we're dealing with. If you set your fan at 3,800 RPM, let's just say 3,800 RPM, and you try to raise and lower your toolbar, the oil is going to find the least amount of resistance. So then it's going to send oil to the fan, speed that up more because it's not trying to send the fluid to the toolbar, which then it takes a lot longer to get the toolbar out of the ground and lower it and raise it when you're turning corners, and that's a major inconvenience. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a pump and we're gonna add it to the transmission of this tractor. And this tractor is running an Eaton Fuller 13 speed, so it's a truck transmission. So we'll slap a pump on the bottom of that thing, and that pump is only gonna run the fan on the cart. So you set the fan speed, that's how it's gonna be. It's actually it works really well for us, except for this tractor doesn't have it. And the reason why I say it works really well is we did the same setup to our 435 Big Bud. So we're copying the 435 Big Bud, same setup we did with that, and we're gonna put it on here. So then that way we have the pressure and the volume to raise and lower the toolbar out of the ground, and we're not trying to starve one system from doing its full function. Get it? I know it's a lot of information quickly, and those that kind of get it, awesome. Those that don't understand it, just know that this is a solution to fix one of our problems. There's the PTO takeoff. Cleanest it'll ever look. And then this right here is our gear pump. And that is going to help us out in fixing our hydraulic problem. So what I got to do, drain the oil in the transmission, and then I got to slap that PTO on, slap that gear pump on, and then I got to tie a suction line from the tank to that gear pump, and then I've got to have a return, and then I have to have another valve body, which we ordered one and it's not here, but we're going to steal it off of the 435 Big Bud, slap it on here, and so we can get going.
All right, what I gotta do is empty the oil out of the hydraulic reservoir, because the outlets that go down to where we're gonna put the pump on the transmission is down this way, and I'm not fast enough to take the hose off, put the new one on, put it together, and not drop a bunch of oil. So anyway, got this set up here, got a barrel, got a pump. This is a fuel pump, but I think we've used it before for pumping this hydraulic oil, so I'm going to turn it on and let's see what flows. Okay, here we go. That worked.
I think I just heard the fuse blow.
Okay, well, we tried it and I said flow. It didn't flow, it blew. It blew. So anyway, blew the fuse. We found out that whatever we used last time had a little water in it and it kind of rusted. So we cleaned it all up and we're ready to fire this puppy up. So let's see, I've got the, we're gonna blow a little bit of oil in here to clean it up. Just make sure that all the contaminants are out of the oil. That looks really nice. All right, now we're going to capture the rest of it because it hasn't been in the bud that long, and so it's good shape as far as our hydraulic fluid.
Okay, I'm looking through the book, just seeing what the torque specs are for this housing and to see how you adjust it. Now here's if you guys don't know, they got a couple gaskets here. There's a super thin one and a couple thick ones. This is how you adjust your clearance between these gears and the transmission, because if they're too tight, they're going to be binding and you're going to hear a wah sound and it's not going to be good. If it's too loose, you wear the gears out. So in the book, they show a certain tolerance that you need to spec it out. So I'll follow that and make sure it's within reason. Now you're probably wondering, why do they have so many stinking gears inside that thing? Well, they got to reduce it. Either it's spinning too fast and they got to reduce it, or it's spinning too slow and they got to increase the speed of that to your pump. So depending on what application you're having, they can change gears in here and set it up to whatever RPMs you think you need to have. They did all that for me. I didn't have to. So yeah, when that oil finally drains out of the transmission, then we can take that cover off on the bottom, and then I can start playing with getting that clearance correct. And it's still blowing, or still dripping oil. So slow and steady is what I want. It'll work. All right, I'm getting tired of waiting this thing. It's taking forever to get it to drain out. All right, never mind. It's starting to go. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. So pretty. Isn't that just pretty? Let's open this up a little bit. Drain it out a little bit faster, hopefully. Okay. Now we can just let it drain a little bit more. It was pretty much out of fluid. And gears look good. That's always a good sign. No metal filings came out of the transmission. That's a really good sign. All right, let it drain for a little while. Okay. It's quite a bit of play so far, but won't know until I get that dial indicator on and look at the book that they gave, which I'm really proud that, or impressed that they gave me a book. A lot of times they don't give you much instruction manual. It's not too bad. I guess the only way to find out is to put it on. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to put this on so it stays. That might work. Okay, let's take this and move that. All right, so the main gear is this one right here. All right, yep, this will work out perfect. It was designed for it. Okay, now let's see if I can show you guys. All right, so as you can, if you guys can tell, that light's in the way. Here's my dial indicator. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zero this out. So turn it up here a little bit. Right there, perfect. Then you see how it's moving? Okay, so I'm going to pull it all the way over. Actually, let's push it all the way up. Oop, I'm actually rotating the whole transmission. Never mind. It didn't take much to rotate it. So let's zero that out again. Okay, so you get the idea. So now I'm gonna look in the book here. I'm gonna look and see what they say for tolerance. All right, here we go. This is the page that I'm looking for. So we are looking at 0.006 to 0.12. I love it. So yeah, I think we're good. Works in there. Okay, so that's how it goes. All right, I see. No lettering on which way it faces. Sometimes gaskets have a up and down, or this side up, or this side down. That's not a whole lot of oil.
I guess I'll go get a cheater. Would one of you guys hold this camera while I'm get one? All right, thanks, appreciate it. Try that one.
Break this thing?
Nope.
Did you move it all? I mean, it kind of felt like it did, or it just
It's sure.
dang this thing. Am I gonna be falling off?
Yeah, and then hopefully it doesn't break that and then throw you down.
What we can do is we can find a socket and
Take that pipe off. Yeah, that's best. Then we won't slip.
because if we pull this off and get the right size pipe over, and we'll tee one spout here and one spout here, and then we'll run the two pumps off of it. So then that way it's a bigger opening coming out.
I don't know. I just probably put a nipple and a T. Well, you need the valve. Well, I'll go get a couple sockets to see how. Oh, forget it. What is going on? I know one thing, I didn't put it on there. I can't get it that tight.
Well, I don't think we ever took this part.
Oh, that's probably
Because
right.
the filter is on the inside.
Oh, okay.
You take the filter off on the inside. You got that cover?
Yeah, got it. We should have drove something in that. No, you have a lathe.
I do.
I do, yeah. I can get you the smaller one.
No, I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I usually do that and then it works.
Well, why didn't you do that the first time?
I don't know. A little slow. Okay.
There's your problem. It's restricted.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, that's probably not going to be big enough. Huh?
I can get that. You need a hammer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, see, the problem is those ears
Okay.
are
What? Starting around?
well, they're too sharp. Is the problem? Yeah, it just ain't gonna go. Since 1978, it's been on there. Yay! We got a couple fittings. This is what we're gonna do. Got this thing right here, as you can tell. Here's a couple pieces to make the suction work on the bud. Put that in, put a valve on one, thread it all together, put oil back in the tank, and then we can run the suction line to the other PTO pump. What do you think, Dad?
Yeah, I'd say we will do it in the correct order. So.
Okay, got it. Just want to make sure. All right. After how brutally tough it was to take the other one off, I want to make sure that I get enough friction in there to make this worse for the next guy to pull it off. Hopefully it spins in there.
Is it too long? I tightened it. No, I just hand tightened that one. I didn't. Well, maybe I did.
That spins right. Okay, we're gonna take this hose, it's a suction hose, and we're gonna push it around the frame. We'll tie it up and strap it up, make sure it doesn't rub on anything that needs to be not rubbed on, makes sense. We're gonna run that suction hose over here to this port, where the ball valve is, to that pump, so it's got a supply. Sure do love the fact that they made a lot of clearance to crawl underneath that axle. That is sweet. Yeah, let's do it like this. I think that's a better move. Okay, we'll cut it later because I don't know what I need to cut it to. Yeah, just like that. Perfect, 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 perfect. The next thing I need to do is get a little bit of something like either hydraulic oil, sometimes WD-40 works, or just kind of any lubricant to help slide that suction hose on the barbed nipple, because sometimes they don't want to go on very well. Why fight it and get a little bit of stuff to help it out. We'll just use this stuff. Yeah, I guess, no, one's almost empty. I'll put it back on the shelf because it's almost empty. And then I'll grab a new one. All right, let's see. There we go. I'll coat just a little bit of this. All right, good. Now, we'll go to the back, figure out the length we want, cut it. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. That's exactly what I want. It gives me room to push it over there. There's two of them, isn't there? There we go. Now, perfect. I just have to tighten up that nut there, make some brackets to secure that, and we should be good. Right on. That is together there. And it's always nice to have a nice tool. That's why I got my brother for all the technology stuff. I got my dad for all the stuff he does, because he does a lot. All right, we're gonna pull the plug on the side of the transmission. We're putting new oil in it because it's the cheap insurance. And yeah. Where's your smart cracking joke, Dad? What do you got for this one, huh? What do you got?
I don't know. I'm not pumped up this morning.
Come on, keep going, don't stop, don't stop.
A little grease will make the mouth go.
Come on, don't be stopping on me, Dad.
I might be full of it, but I want the transmission to be. Is that tickling you when you put your arm down? I'm gonna have you guys take a look to see, is it full yet? Go ahead and text me by tomorrow.
You know, fax would be good too. You can fax him. You don't have to just text, you can fax him, he'll get it.
Just the fax, ma'am. Yeah, it holds probably about 5 gallons. So that's probably 45, 50 pumps.
Well, I'm filling the pump. Oh yeah.
Okay, what we're gonna do here is we've got a flow control that we're gonna put on, but we need to access it to be able to adjust the speed of the fan or the flow. So this is a great location with the hoses, eliminates. So he's going to put this diverter right in this area before the hinge, because there's a lot of bending that goes on. And so he's gonna go ahead and weld that plate and have that diverter right there so we can have easy access to it. So.
And just so you know, I wasn't welding the block. I got a metal plate on the back that I bolted to it, so just saying. Now let's explain a little bit of what we got going on the tractor right now. On the side of the tractor coming off that front pump, we have a big diverter valve that can change the flow of that pump going to the valve body or to the fan. And then you kind of just take off whatever oil you want to run the fan. We're not going to be using that anymore. But I'm not going to remove that from the tractor. If some reason, let's just say the PTO failed, something broke on it, and you needed to keep going, you still have that option of running that diverter valve. So we have a pressure line come from that all the way back here, going to the back. Okay? Then we have a return from the fan that runs from the back all the way to the front to a cooler, from the cooler into a filter to the tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that return line, I'm going to figure out where I need to cut it so I can crimp an end right here and use that same return line. So I'll have to pull the return line out, pull it off the front of the tractor, hopefully I have enough to reach it over to the crimper and crimp a new end on it. Then I'll put that back on. Then I'm going to take that other return line from this block, run it up here so we can plug in the fan. Now, the pressure line, what we're going to do is we're going to run one more hydraulic line from that PTO pump up to this block right here. Then from that block, going back here. So we're actually going to have two pressure lines back here that you can run a fan from. So if one fails, you can use the other one. Got it? The other thing too is I'm too lazy. I do not want to pull all that diverter valve stuff off the front of the tractor. I don't want to make new hoses and get rid of all that stuff. It's on there. It's going to stay there. So that is the plan. Oh yeah. No, it's going to work out really well. I like the idea of being able to adjust your block here right at the angle. And then you can just put an Allen wrench in there, unlock the locking nut, and then adjust the flow just a little bit. And then how this block works is there's a solenoid right here with a little solenoid valve. And when you kick the pump on, it's just going to circulate fluid back to the tank. It's not going to do anything. When you turn that solenoid on, it stops that flow of going back to the tank, and then it takes it and runs it to your fan. Now the excess flow, this little valve right here, when you do that, you can change how much flow wants to return back to the tank, and that's how you tell your fan speed on how fast to go. It actually works really well. Now that block actually came off of the 435 Big Bud, and we took it off to put it on here because the other block we ordered just like it won't be here for a couple months. They have to specially order it and make it, and it's going to be a while. We're not using the 435 to seed with right now, so we are going to, that's 1 1/8 inch, okay. We are going to do that, and then at least get this one going. And then when we get the new block, we'll put it on the 435 Bud, and then that's a backup tractor in case we ever needed to use it again. So that's the gist that we got going on here. So close. Pulled the hydraulic line over here. It's close to crimp it, but not close enough. I gotta remove it. So yeah, let's try not to make a mess. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah. Make a little bit of a mess. I dare you to make a little mess. Let's make it a mess. Fun. Gotta love hydraulic oil. I love what it does, but man, I sure do not enjoy working with it. Just how it is. Cap. Perfect. Caught on something. A little crimped fitting here. There we go. Looked like a used hose we put on. Didn't have a long enough hose to reach the back. So we extended it slightly. Now, where's my mark? There it is. Found it. Right there. Good. gas on the other end. It's leaking it all out. Cap came off. No! Oops. It's always something. You know, I cut this hose and I was ready to crimp an end on it. I started looking at it. And there's chunks of rubber missing and a bunch of cords showing, rusty. It's just a matter of time. That hose is going to start leaking, so let's put a new hose on it. So I cut it for nothing. All right, here's a roll of 3/4. Expensive stuff, but I got to do it. I'll roll it out, get an idea of what I need, cut it, crimp 2 ends on it, fish that back through the frame, tie that together, cut a new hose for that part, cut a new hose for that part, and another hose. So yeah.
Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to feed it through from that valve controller or flow control to the pump, but we don't know the exact length, so
Feed it into the hoses for right now. This ballpark. Put it right here on this side, or I put it on the other side, probably the other side.
all right, we got front half done. Now we just got to get the right length crimped to go from here to that valve control block.
Snow on the ground, that can only mean one thing. It's time for some sled with the Outlander. Let's go, get the kids. There it is, the mighty car hood chair sled. Where's our hook at? Here somewhere. Right there, perfect. Hook her on. Let's give it a tug. We ready?
Yeah.
Is this gonna be fun?
Yeah.
Should we not do it?
No. No.
All right, let's go, guys.